guys, welcome back to the channel. She embodies power, and I'm doing this like I'm gonna be bothered to add the name in. I probably won't, but maybe I will. Who knows? See how I feel. You may notice that I'm wearing the same clothes from the last vlog. That's because I couldn't be bothered to get changed, and I wanted to film more than one vlog in a day so that I can have a role, so I can make sure that I'm on time with posting my vlogs weekly. So yeah, I didn't get changed, so no new glam for you this time. But yeah, this vlog is about being a single mother, a single Christian mother in 2021. The struggles. Yeah. Okay, let's just get into it. So, for those who are new here, I'm Natalie, and this is my channel. I am a single mother of 8, and I live in the UK. And being a single mother is a struggle. I know that a lot of people on my channel who've been here for a minute always think that, you know, they always comment and say, oh, you know, you're such an amazing mother. I don't know how you have the strength to do what you do, and da 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 da. Like, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's, you know, being a mother of 8 is not easy. It's not an easy thing. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can do the stuff that I have to do on a daily basis. But at the same time, there are days when I'm just lying flat-faced on my bed in tears. Let's be real, guys. Some days it gets hard, it gets tough, it gets long. Honestly, there's days where like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of the kids will literally drive me up the wall from before I open my eyes to after I've closed my eyes to go to bed. You know, they just some days they're relentless. It's like they hate me, honestly. Obviously I know they don't, but sometimes like that's how it feels when they carry on in certain ways. But yeah, it's not easy at all. But like I mentioned in my previous vlog, the grace of God alone keeps me sane every day. I get new, refreshed strength to do the things that I need to do every day. And thank God they do get done. Do you know what I mean? They may not get done every single day, but they get done. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's days when I'll go to bed. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's days that I go to bed and the dishes are still in the sink, fam. Like, honestly, the dishes are still in the sink and downstairs is a mess. My bed is a mess and stuff like that. But I'm literally just too tired to do anything, so I just go to bed, you know, and then I have to face it in the morning and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like being a mum to 8 kids is easy, you know. Like, the if you've watched my day in the life vlogs, you will see like just the like a small fraction of the stuff that I have to do in a week, you know. And it gets very tiring, you know, school runs, you know, washing their clothes, bathing them, being up with the baby all night and stuff like that, you know. It's not easy, but I say that to say this, that everything that I go through is balanced out by how rewarding it is to be a mum of 8 kids. Like, that's 8 different people that love me in their own individual way. Do you know what I mean? That's 8 different personalities that I have to, you know, love on, and that love me and stuff like that. And they're all different in their own special way. Do you know what I mean? They like, some of them are really funny, some of them are really loving, some of them are just crazy, silly, you know. Like, and it is really, 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 really nice. Like, there's never ever a dull moment in our house. Like, we're always laughing. Like, me and my older kids, we really get on really well. Like, we just laugh all the time, all day long. Obviously there comes time where, you know, I'm not one of your little friends, But on a whole, like, we get on, like, all of us, we really get on. I'm really blessed to have older kids that are so helpful, like, in my life. Honestly, like, I don't know where I'd be without my older kids. Honestly, they really are helpful in terms of, like, helping with the little ones and stuff like that. Just, you know, they're a blessing, and I can't literally say anything less about my children. Their kids will be kids, you know what I mean? They're only, you know, they're still coming up in their life or whatever, in their teens or whatever, coming up to teens, should I say. And you know, kids will be kids, they have their moments and stuff, but overall my kids are such a blessing. Like, none of them are really naughty children, they're not bad, you know. So blessed, blessed and highly favored, honestly. I became a single mum at the age of 20. Obviously, just poor choices of the people that I was getting myself involved with and stuff like that. Obviously, the last 4 children, they all have the same dad, and you know, that relationship was highly toxic. You know, as much as I loved their dad, you know, it just, the relationship was just not, it wasn't good, you know. Like, it was good in the beginning, and then it was good when it was good, but when it was bad, it was bad, and I just had to exit myself from that situation. And the intention was not to be a single mum, but it was to co-parent, but that didn't even work out either. So, you know, that's life, do you know what I mean? So I just made the decision that I'm going to just keep pressing on and raise my children on my own. So that's what I'm doing. So I wanted to talk about, like, some of the positives and negatives of being a single mum. And I will say, I've got my notes here because obviously I wrote them down. But the first thing for me as a negative would be that obviously you have to do everything yourself, you know. But to flip that on its head, yeah, you'd have to do everything yourself, but the satisfaction you get knowing that you've done all of this yourself, when you see your child, you know, excelling in school or learning how to read, and you've been sitting there at night teaching them how to read and do their phonics and stuff like that, and they start to get it, and you're like, yeah, like, I, you know, I helped, I had a big hand in that. Obviously, if they're in school, then, you know, like, the teachers are helping, but you know, when you've literally sat down and worked on something with your child, and they finally get it, the penny finally drops, and you get that sense of satisfaction, it's like no other, honestly. Also, so another positive is that your child loves you more than anything or anyone on this earth, and that is, like, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Your child, your child is so attached to you. Obviously, sometimes they can be a little too attached and clingy, but you know, just to know that you're the one that they want when they fall over and they hurt themselves, and it's you that they want to comfort them. You know, like with my son Noah, the baby, who's like 3 months old now, there's times where his brother or sister will be trying to, like, comfort him, and he's not having a bar of it. He's not having a bar. So then I have to be the one to step in and pick him up and cuddle him, and he just instantly just stops crying, goes to sleep. Do you know what I mean? That, I love that. I love the fact that my son feels so safe with me, you know? So yeah, that's one of the positives. Another thing is that you don't have to worry about conflicting parenting values. So I found a lot of, you know, from my own experience with the father of my children, we had a few conflicting parenting values in terms of he wanted to do things a certain way and I did things a certain way, and sometimes it made us clash, you know. But obviously, if it's just you only have to worry about your own parenting values and making sure that they're straight, you know what I mean, and making sure that they're right for you and your family. So that is a positive in terms of being a single mum. So, like, over to the negatives, even though I did mention one negative, but over to the negatives, I'd say that, you know, you childcare. childcare is very limited, because obviously you don't have a partner to rely on. If you need to nip out, or you need to go out, or whatever, you want to go somewhere, you don't have a partner to leave your children with. So obviously, unless you have a very supportive family member, or like somebody that you can trust 100% with your children, childcare is limited as hell, you know. But package and parcel, part of being you know, a mum, unless you can afford to hire a registered nanny or whatever, or babysitter, then good for you. But even me, I don't trust them. I can't trust them registered. I've heard too much horror stories about, you know, babysitters and stuff like that going doing madness to kids and stuff. No, it's all good. So unless I absolutely have to go somewhere, I generally tend to stay in with the kids. Obviously, we're in lockdown, so I don't really care at the moment. But obviously, when lockdown lifts and stuff, and I kind of want to get my life back, unless I really have to go anywhere, I'll be in the house with the kids. Obviously, with that saying that, it does limit like your dating life, or your, like, if you're in a relationship, it does limit it, because obviously you can't be asking your family every single week to look after your kids while you go out on a date, or, you know, do whatever, you know, want to have alone time with your partner or whatever. It's not, you know, it's not easy to do that, you know, or it's not even really feasible to do that at all. So yeah, that does put a limit on it. Obviously, there are ways around it. If you have a close support network, as I mentioned before, then you're all good, you know what I mean? But if you don't, you kind of just have to ride it out. And then it kind of, the problem with that is that it then turns into Netflix and chill, which is obviously, everybody, we're adults, we know that it's not. If you are somebody that you're feeling more time, it's not really Netflix and chill. Do you get what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say on that. But it doesn't always end up as Netflix and chill, you know, and then it starts to get complicated, and that's long. So yeah. Also, the time for yourself as a person, like as an individual, is limited. You know, like me personally, I strive and I seek for my own personal time, you know, time for nap. So I wait till I put my kids to bed. The babies go to bed at a reasonable time, which is 7 o'clock every day. I don't care. Bath, bed, I don't care. And then, you know, the older two, like how old is he? 7, and the 9-year-old, they go to bed at 8:30. The older two, they go to bed at 10 because they're back at school now. But I make sure that I have my wind down time at night time, just to switch off. And then in the mornings, what I've been doing is, as I've mentioned before on this vlog, is I get up at 5, and I, you know, just go and read. So, excuse me, I go and read. I read my Bible. I read a book. I journal, and I just sit and think in quiet, peace and quiet. You know, it gets tiring doing that every day, but at the end of the day, it's worth it, because it helps me with my mind and my thoughts and stuff like that. So yeah, unless you really like say to yourself, boom, I'm gonna set time for myself, like it gets hard to remember to take time for yourself, you know. So yeah, I think the last thing I wrote is that you just have to work twice as hard. And for me, I have to work 8 times as hard, obviously, because I have 8 children. And, you know, something that a person with 1 child may find simple to do is not simple to do for me at all with 8 children. Even things like shopping, like trying to keep my eye on all 8 of them at the same time, making sure one's not getting lost, making sure one's not grabbing this, that, and putting it in the trolley, whatever they feel like, and screaming down the place and stuff like that. It's a myth, you know. It's not a myth. It gets done. I do it. I literally do it. My children, I haven't lost a child in Aldi yet. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe for like a minute or two, whatever. Where are they? But they're here with me now. and you get what I'm saying anyway. But yeah, so yeah, it is hard. Like even things like schooling and stuff, like trying to teach them while they haven't been in school. I've been trying to like teach the younger ones and stuff like that. And obviously I was homeschooling before, but trying to get back into the swing of it has been a challenge, sis. It's been a challenge. So yeah, but it is hard. It does get hard. I'm not gonna lie, it does get hard. But I'm here and I'm doing it, and thanks to God, you know, thanks to God, I'm still going, I'm still here, I'm still happy, I'm still smiling, I'm still happy to continue, you know. But yeah, that's really it for me, talking about being a single mother. Obviously I'm not dating at the moment, as I keep stressing. I'm not dating, I'm not seeing anybody or whatever, so I don't know what dating's going to be like in 2021 anyway, because of this whole corona business that doesn't seem to want to do one. Like it doesn't seem to want to go away. But I don't know what dating's going to be like in 2021 for anybody, let alone myself, if I did decide to myself that, or if God said to me, right, there he is. I don't know what it would look like, honestly. But we're very resilient as human beings, I'd say. Like us as people, we're very resilient. We always find a way around or whatever. It's just about finding the right way, picking the right path, and making sure that, you know, you're not running away with yourself, making sure that your thoughts are not running away with you and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously for me, being single, or not even just for me, like not for me, for somebody who may have been single for a very, very long time, you know, someone showing you attention, you might just be like, that's my husband. Who told you? Who told you that that's your husband? Who told you? It's your hormones speaking. You know, sis, slow down, wait, evaluate the situation, pray about it, then come back and tell me that's your husband, you know. In 3 months, when, you know, he's acting different from how he was acting on day one, then come back and tell me he's your husband. Trust me, sis, I know that was me. Like any little attention that I used to get, I would just be like, that's my husband. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't my husband, and dead. Yeah. But that's something that I want to talk about as well on another vlog. Like things like attachment, something like talk about attachment issues and stuff like that. You know, attachment styles. Like how do you attach to people? Are you like clingy and da 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 da? But yeah, that's another story for another day. But with this single life, yeah, it's not too bad. Single life is about find a time period of time for finding yourself, discovering who you are, building on yourself. Build on yourself, honey. Build on you. Invest in you. Yeah. So that when you're ready, you are just gonna be just focused and on track, and then whoever may come along in the future, they're just a bonus. Do you know what I mean? They're not they're not the other half to you. They don't complete your jigsaw. Your jigsaw's completed. They're just like a bonus on the side. I shouldn't say on the side, because they, you know, that will, you know, potentially that could be your husband. So it's not on the side, but they are an addition to your life. They're not like, if they were to be taken away, you're not going to be lacking of anything. Do you get what I'm saying? That's where you need to be at in terms of in this period of singleness, you know. Just find yourself. Read books, read self-help books and stuff like that. Watch vlogs like this. Watch follow, you know, people on Instagram who may have the same mindset and stuff like that, who want to see women just grow and just become the best versions of themselves. It's a journey, it's a process. It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's easy to, you know, just reinvent yourself and recreate yourself. But obviously it's doable, because I'm doing it, and I'm not the first woman to do it. There's so many other women out there who have found you know, the strength to say, right, boom, I'm going to learn, I'm going to reinvent myself, I'm going to recreate myself in this period of singleness and stuff. And they've gone on to become like really strong, powerful, successful women. And that's going to be my testimony. You guys are going to see it here on this channel as time goes on, you know. But yeah, that's the focus in your single period, sis. Don't be sitting there thinking, oh, you know, nobody wants me, or, you know, why am I not good enough? It's not that you're not good enough. It just wasn't your time. It wasn't time for you to be with anybody, because there's still stuff like right now that you need to deal with. Sarah Jakes Roberts, she talks about it. She said, you're not going to be allowed to step into your next until you've mastered your now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes if you step into your next prematurely before you've mastered your now, you're going to destroy it because you don't know what to do with it. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't know how to manage it. You haven't learned what you need to learn about yourself or about this new thing. You haven't learned that yet. So you step into it, and before you know it, it's blown up in your hands. Do you know what I mean? So just learn to appreciate your now. If God is holding you back, trust him. You have to trust the person who's holding you back. And like Sarah Jakes always says as well, that, you know, when it feels like you're not moving forward, you're not getting anywhere, you're not progressing, but in fact it feels like you're just taking steps back. Every time you find something, it falls apart. Every time you meet someone, they turn out to be a bum or whatever, and you feel like you're being pulled back. Remember that it's like an arrow. You know, you have to pull an arrow back, to be launched into wherever the arrow needs to go. So with that, I'm going to leave you, and yeah, anybody wants to have a chit chat in the comments about, you know, what I've been speaking about, how you've been finding your singleness and stuff like that, drop me a message in the comments, or like I always say, you can DM me on my Instagram, which is obviously She Embodies Power, and my Twitter, as I said in my previous vlog, I think it's She Embodies Power, so POW1, all one word. If you find it easier to speak on there. But other than that, girls, ladies, women of God, I'm gonna leave it there, and we will catch up again very, very soon. And in the meantime, take care and God bless. Please stay safe with this Rona that's creeping around outside. Stay safe, and don't forget to embody your power. Bye.
Your love is rated X. That means you're extra, extra.